Hi and welcome to another Universal Battle Noob help guide. As you can see here, I'm on the Universal Battle website where you can download the actual client piece of software which will run on your preferred device. So you can see it runs on iOS, Android, Macs and Windows, or you can play it in the browser. The client is this. It looks the same in the browser, obviously apart from the browser around your screen, but once you've actually got it up and running, if you've never used UB before, I thoroughly recommend that you look at this hobby source tutorial. It's absolutely brilliant. It's loads of information, but well worth a watch and investment in time. You do need to go back to it to pick up on stuff that you may have missed before, because there is so much. It tells you how to create a map, create a battlefield, actually create units and figures that you create into your army in UB2. But if you don't want to do that, because it is a huge amount of effort, what you can do is copy other people's armies, and the way you do that is you go into the Universal Battle 2 client itself and go into edit armies. Over here you will see a list of my armies. This little icon here, it shows that this is for me, and you can see that they've been created by my username there. I can set individual armies as a default, so when I go into other screens in Universal Battle, the army comes up as a default. You'll also see that I have an army called Kings of War counters, so I've got all my counters in here. I've got an army called extra terrain, so I've got some extra terrain in here that I can add to it. You can create a new army here by hitting the plus key. This one here is already created. I will just create it, test Kings of War for now. So what I want to do is show you how to actually go away and search and clone and copy existing stuff into this army. This tab here is a set of favorites, very much like bookmarks. So you can see I've got some bookmarks here which show me there's some Kings of War tokens, there's Saga army here which is using some particular figures, it's bolt action Germans. The idea being that potentially I try some bolt action on here. I've got some Lord of the Rings figures here as well. And the way I found these are people's armies. You can see this one here was created in 2017 by this geezer over here. The way I found these is I've gone in and I've used the search option, and let's say we're trying to create a Varangur army. So let's type in Varangur. Don't know if I've spelt it right. Comes up with a load of. Let's have a look at Todd's V3 Varangur army just for the hell of it. Looks a bit two-dimensional, even though it doesn't look exciting. Let's say. Let's pick this one here. Hopefully we picked a good one. No. Fourth time lucky. Let's do that for now. Okay. So we've used this one here. Let's say we want to use this as a reference point. I'm going to mark this as a favourite. If I go back to my favourites things, you can see it's appeared. And that was by hitting this star option here. So either from this screen here or from the search option, you can go into that particular army. And let's say we want to clone this unit here. We pick it and we hit clone. It then asks us, where do you want to clone this unit to? And when the internet goes a bit faster, or very probably Kings of War goes faster, you choose the army where you want it to, this unit to be cloned to. So what you can do is you can essentially go through, let's say I want to go to another Varangor army here, and we say, oh, I like these figures here, so we'll clone that, and we'll clone that into our test Kings of War army again. So slow, speed it up, speed it up. And there we go, cloned another unit there. So you can clone as many units into your army as possible. If I go back into my list of armies here, sorry, that's in that one here, these are generic ones, and look at my test Kings of War army, I have 2 units cloned in there. And that's how I did my Night Stalker Kings of War army. Originally I had counters in here until I discovered that I could actually create another army called Kings of War counters and just have my counters in there. And when I'm actually in the battle, as long as I set my default army as the counters, they come up and I can deploy those counters. But if you refer to my other video, I showed you how to quick start and have all your stuff on the battlefield as soon as possible with a couple of clicks. One other thing that's worthwhile doing, if you have the time, is when you're once you've actually cloned your armies, and this may already be in the cloned unit itself, there is this information tab here. So let me just do that again. I'm in my armies, I click a unit, I go to edit this unit, this is the edit screen. If I go into this information tab here, it's got all my stats. So when I'm playing, somebody can hit the I button on the unit and they can see stuff straight away. So definitely worthwhile doing. So there you go, a quick whiz round cloning armies and using the favourites and search option. You know, I'm specifically looking at Kings of War here, but if I look at Middle Earth, I don't know, we could try Middle Earth here. Let's see if it's got anything there. No. Lord of the Rings. So look, there's some Lord of the Rings stuff here. Bolt action. You know, it really depends on how much effort people have put into actually creating stuff out there. But there is stuff out there that you can look for, basically using this search and favourites option. I'm just going to get rid of the dirty Varangor here, so that I don't ever have to see them again. And that's a take. So enjoy, I hope it's useful, and happy army making.